Good morning, everybody. Nice cold morning out there for everybody, right? I don't think it's that bad. But then, I'm from Wisconsin, so this is warm for us. All right, first graders. By now you should have your top and your bottom piece, the big piece and the small piece, pretty well sanded and nice and smooth and ready to continue on. Well, you got these two blocks here. You can start sanding on those, getting those nice and smooth. And as you work through those, you can go on to these four pieces. Sand those and get them nice and smooth. Try not to round over the edges because you don't want to round it over, especially where it's going to go together. And as we start putting it together, you'll see how this all works out. Now, sixth graders, you guys, by now, you should be to this point here where you have all four legs cut, your angles cut, they're cut to length. Your four tabletop support pieces are cut. All right. The two leg cross supports and your two tabletops. All right. Now, if you got all that done and you got it cut to the right sizes, you're ready to start sanding. Now you're going to have to spend some time sanding. And it depends on how vigorous you sand and whether you're lucky enough to have a random orbital sander or a quarter sheet sander or any type of sander that maybe your parents have one that you can use. Otherwise you have to use good old sandpaper by hand and work it out. So you want to start with an 80 grit sandpaper. Get it nice and smooth with the 80 grit, and then move up to a 120. Get it nice and smooth with that, and you're going to work out all your other sanding marks with that. Then move up to a 220, and that'll get it nice and smooth. Once you get to that point, you're in good shape. Next week, we're actually going to learn how to drill the holes, because there's going to have to be some holes drilled in your legs and in your cross supports. So we will work on that next week. We'll go through where to place the holes, how to place them, and putting them in, and then we'll actually, the following week, we should be able to start maybe assembling it. And for you kids at home, on your tabletops, you're going to have to get one more piece of wood from school, and that's the dowel rod. And I haven't handed those out yet because we haven't needed them. When we get to that point, you'll be able to pick those up at school, and we'll have them for you to do and show you where they're supposed to be cut and where they get placed and how it all goes together. So until then, spend a lot of time sanding. Take your time. It's nothing to rush through. You've got a whole week. By the time you get through it, you'll be doing good. You should be a little bit ahead of the kids at school. They have a whole lot of work yet to do. They might start sanding next week. So you guys get to start sanding this week. You should be up to that point. So until then, have a good week. Stay warm and sand your hearts out.